Hello everyone, my name is Jiungan, a first grade student at Yonggong High School. Today, I am standing here to talk about the truth that we Koreans and all the people should keep in our minds. I think that everyone has at least one precious thing individually. It can be a dream, family, wealth, what? Success. Actually, it is different depending on personal viewpoints. If so, have you ever thought what the most important thing in Korea is? Our traditional culture? Or Confucian idea? Well, there are lots of things, though I believe that one of the most precious things to do in Korea is to protect Dokdo Island, definitely. The history behind Dokdo is controversial, so I like to straighten out some facts. A few months ago, I watched a film about Dokdo, made in 1954 from JTBC. The film turned out the fact that Dokdo Island was under the effective control over territory as the district of Korean governmental organizations in those days. It means that nobody can deny that Dokdo Island has had a living history as a Korea's territory since ancient times. Also, I was very shocked that Japan's behavior in the film, trying to make our land as their territories illegally. After the shock impacted to me, I wanted to know more. So, I searched about Dokdo. Not just this film. There were more and more evidence that proves Dokdo is our territory. The history book of three countries called 삼국사기, 세종실록 geography, and diplomacy documents. Even though Japan still makes an unreliable announcement, Dokdo is not just a small island, but the beginning of our great country and pride. As the history shows, many young men died so as to protect our land, and our ancestors shed blood to keep the rich resources of this island. Dokdo is the treasure that they protected with their lives. So for that, Dokdo is no longer just a normal island. Dokdo is the symbol of our true heart and our history of tears and sweat. Though Japan has claimed that Dokdo is theirs since 1950s after World War II, we have fought strongly to keep this Dokdo Island safe from outside interference. We have fought 60 years with Japan. Yes, you heard it right. 60 years. We have fought a meaningless fight and an argument with Japan. Who would have thought that this argument with Japan would last this long and continue this long? I am sure that no one knows the exact time the conflict will be solved in the future. But one sure fact is, the more we pay attention, the more quicker it can be solved. Even though this is a well-known fact, I am also sure that many people in Korea neglect this matter. The reason is simple. because we do not know well about Dokdo. So for that, we should continue to have our deep interest in this issue and search about Dokdo until the day when people all over the country will declare Dokdo is Korea's. As the old saying, truth is always should be lightened. The more you know about Dokdo, the closer it can be to your heart. I believe that it is a starting point to solve our conflict among the international relationships. Yesterday was Dokdo's Day, October 25th. So I ask you, please acknowledge these problems and start to take actions. If we don't, it might be our descendants that will suffer for our mistakes. These days, everything is so tough to hang it out. Everything comes as a stress. This problem has the same point. Stressful as any other problems, and hard to solve like a twisted puzzle. But there always are right and wrong, and the right should always be our mainstream. The problem that is covering the Dokdo is also the same. You and I, young and old people, especially Koreans living in foreign countries, should hold hand in hand for the right about Dokdo. If we just stay still, someone won't do it for us. It is our duty to protect our land. Now is the time to take action. Thank you for listening.
Hello. As of yesterday, it was Dokdo Day, so I'm very pleased and honored to be here today. I'm In Ha-che, a freshman of Gyeongbuk-il High School. When I saw the title Love Dokdo for this speech contest, I remember giving up joining BANK, which stands for Voluntary Agency Network of Korea. One of their goals is to prevent Japan from spreading distorted historical information and inform the international community of true facts on Korean history. Looking back on my middle school days, I got carried away with my daily life and quit working in the group thinking the activity in BANK was difficult and time-consuming. However, since I entered the high school, I've been thinking of ways to make it easier for high school students to participate easily. Unlike adults who can do big things like making policies and implementing them, we can do small actions but make a huge difference. So, I'm here to share some of my ideas for a Love Dokdo drive. First, we can look for Japanese scholars who admit that Korea has the sovereignty over Dokdo. They are criticized by the Japanese because they claim that Dokdo belongs to Korea. I guess the Japanese scholars from a well-developed conscience, but many of them are in hot water because of the criticism from their countrymen. Let me take one example among those scholars. His name is Hosaka Yuji, a professor in Sejong University. He has found a number of old Japanese maps that show Dokdo belongs to Korea and published 12 books and research papers to introduce the fact to the world. My fellow students, don't use Facebook. He has a lot of Facebook posts related to Korean sovereignty over Dokdo and other social issues on Korean and Japan relations. Why don't you go like and comment on one of them? Find their social media accounts and share them with your friends. You don't know Japanese? Don't worry about it. You have a Google Translator. Second, we can participate in activities that are available to students and join the online organizations like BANK and the Northeast Asian History Foundation. In the past, their moves require a lot of time and were a bit difficult for students. However, with the cutting-edge technologies based on computer or cell phone, it is not that hard to join and work for them. It would be great to find some possible and meaningful actions and add our strength even though it is not that huge contribution. Here is a specific step we can take. We can enter the Cyber Doctor Academy on Bank to introduce Doctor to the world. I, as an intermediately, will also work with them and promote public relations to attract more people into love Doctor Drive. Third, we should always be aware that Doctor is our land. So far, many events have been held on the purpose of protecting Dokdo on Dokdo Day. For example, people did a Dokdo flash mob dance in Andong and many other regions to celebrate it. However, those were just a one-time event, and as time goes by, they will easily forgotten. So, I tried to come up with a better idea to remember Dokdo all year round. One idea is to change our SNS profile picture to Dokdo image during our birthday month. As we see the pictures, we can keep thinking about Dokdo. If we keep doing this, we can have Dokdo in our mind and cherish it all year round on our social media accounts. In conclusion, students in Korea don't have enough time to spend a lot of time on political issues like Dokdo. But the best thing we can do is set feasible and realistic goals rather than the tough and unrealistic ones by using SNS system. I think the actions we do school days can be stepping stones for bigger causes for years will help soon grown-ups. By starting with little things, we can learn the G step by step and be able to speak up with confidence. Though it may be small as a starter, we all will be wonderful Dokdo guardians if we stay interested. Won't you come along with me? Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, my name is Kwon Oh-chul from Daecheon High School. Today's topic is Let's Love Dokdo. Before that, let me ask you one question. The land of Dokdo, which country? Korea, yes. Dokdo is the Republic of Korea, our land. Why? So there's a lot of evidence of Dokdo is our land. First, Dokdo is the geographically the closest in South Korea. When the weather is sunny, you can see the Dokdo in Ulleungdo. Second, there's a lot of historical evidence of Dokdo is our land. For example, there are 팔도 총도 and 삼국 제방지도. This kind of maps tell us that Dokdo is our land. Is there any more definite evidence? So far, we find to why Dokdo is our land. So then, how much do you know about Dokdo? And how much do you value it? Dokdo has so far been threatened and now also being threatened from Japan. For this reason, the government, as well as you, should strive to keep the Dokdo. I'm not asking for hard and enormous things. I just want to more your attention about Dokdo. If someone asks you about Dokdo, I wish you can confidently say, Dokdo is our land. There is a saying, many drops make a shower. Like this, please remember your small effort gathered first can be very helpful Dokdo. It's not too late. We all love the Dokdo. Finally, I say let's love. You say Dokdo. Let's love. Let's love. Thank you for listening.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kim. Nowadays, Japan tends to bring up Dokdo sovereignty issues. The highly officials have frequently claimed that Dokdo is a part of Japan. Despite the historical fact that the island has been a South Korea territory. However, Tokyo has been trying to turn Dokdo into a territorial dispute, conducting public campaigns across the world to make the sovereignty claims over the island. It's apparent that Japanese officials want to take Dokdo issue to International Court of Justice. Historically, records available from both Korea and Japan unexceptionally indicate Dokdo has seen time immemorial being Korean territory. There are many Japanese who know the truth about Dokdo and insist the Japanese government should drop their claim to it. In this situation, we Koreans should endeavor to protect Dokdo from the irrational Japanese claims. A lot of people and organizations have worked hard to keep Dokdo. Unfortunately, we only warm half feeling toward Dokdo, but not cool-hearted. That is, we have enormous concern for Dokdo and the passion that we must keep our territory, but they aren't accompanied by concrete action, factual study, or historical research about the Dokdo to tell the world about the truth of Dokdo. Sadly, but Korea is always noisy with reports of Japanese provocation. The Gyeonggi Provincial Office of Education asked 6,400 elementary school, middle school, high school students where Dokdo was located, and 13% respond, "I'm not sure." The Yellow Sea and Salton Sea. Among those who didn't know location of Dokdo, and about 10% were elementary school students, about 7% middle school students, about 4% high school students. Among those who were incorrect in locating Dokdo, about 7% middle school students, about 6% elementary school students, about 4% high school students. So we can learn in lay post education of Dokdo. If we don't have precise knowledge on Dokdo, we can inform foreigners who barely know anything in or the fact that it is strictly Korean territory. It means that we might have the ability to preserve our Dokdo, to have that ability. What we think about the island is all we do keep to say. Dokdo is Korean territory without presenting the reason to back it. Could it seem by foreigners as merely nationalism, just as we regard Japan's claim as such? Finally, as a Korean high school student, I recommend that the current curriculum include an in-depth history on Dokdo. If we include objective contact Dokdo in curriculum, then it will not only inspire students through Dokdo, but also make them the guardian of the island. History education should cover not only historical facts, but also current issues, so we can learn how to preserve our sovereignty and international integrity. Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, my name is No Kyung-woo. From Daecheon High School. I don't know many details, but people are familiar today. We should deal with the story of Dokdo. What comes to the doctor you think first? It's not like our people, but almost people would be to think about the history of doctor. Because until now, crime doctor is their went to its neighboring country. This day, Japan is also specifics the doctor day, saying that doctor is their territory. I have designated Doctor Day, Japan newspaper from the fact that I felt a lot of angry. But I thought there was a problem in our country too, because the doctor in advance in the nation governing, but before this case, Japan is the case to make to the nation's territory must be specific time to doctor to work with interest. But the doctor in textbooks in Japan calls Takeshima, which Japan just say that shown in the newspaper. Why doctor is Japan wants to have? And this question the internet to resolve. And I want the which in marine animals and seaweed on doctor, and that there is one of the reasons is the natural gas. It is natural gas has no pollution and is a great source of energy. This is because not only our country but also Japan is absolutely necessary and important, so we can use it in the future. While I'm writing essays, after much thought and information about doctor. Doctor is Japanese for reflection and thought. Doctor is very beautiful. But a small island nation born from the energy of the Iceland. Finally, doctor from Japan to help about doctor. Such descendants. And I want to be the person wanted to give quality to the excellence of doctor. Thank you for listening.
Hello, listeners. Every day, we bear the concept of ownership, that it's mine or it's yours. This concept is so meaningful. This concept is so meaningful that since the Bronze Age, it has made a class society rather than an equal society, creating every variant culture in differentiation in history accordingly. When it's about not just a small matter of things, but the territory of country, its effect cannot be counted. Dokdo is ours, not theirs. Historically, Dokdo was a first land to be taken position of by Japan in the aim of territorial expansion into the Korean Peninsula, Japan, China, and Russia in the imperialist era. The island Dokdo gives us the lesson that we must protect it because it has been through the pain of our people, not just because it's our territory. These days, Japan is working to argue that they have a territorial ownership of Dokdo. According to several sources, if Korea and Japan brought this case to the international trial, Korea would lose the sovereignty of Dokdo due to the false data from Japan. However, we are not taking any action against it. Japan is putting pressure on continuing to administer the island by saying that our inaction is questionable. I think they must feel shame for their behavior Japan is announcing that name Tokyo should be renamed Takeshima in the textbooks all the countries around the world. Okay, now let me give you some firm reasons why Tokyo belongs to Korea. First, historically, Tokyo was a part of Shinra in the name of Usangguk in 512. At the time, Japan had no influential interference in it. And after the Second World War, Japan gave back to our country the sovereignty of country's territory in the peace treaty between Korea and Japan. And second, another geographical basis supports the idea. The distance is about 87 kilometers to Ulleung-do from Tokyo, and Tokyo is not even visible from the Okayama Island. From the Okayama Island in Japan, which are the closest territory to Tokyo. Third, there are no historical books or old documents evidencing Third, there are no historical books or old documents evidencing that Tokyo belongs to Japan. There are all the written records clarify that Tokyo is a part of Ulleung-do, which clearly confirms that Tokyo is our territory. Thank you. Personally, I don't like the subject of today's speech. It's just so useless to speak out. Tokyo is ours, making no change. Rather, the topic should be a specific method which can clarify and confirms that Tokyo is our land. Wrapping up my speech, there is one specific thing I'd like to speak out to Korean government and everyone here. It is the time to take actions, not words. Thank you.
Hello everybody. My name is Im Hee-chan from Myeongmun Daechang High School. Do you know the song called 독도 놀이터? Let's sing. 울릉도 동남쪽 뱃길 따라 87K 외로운 섬 하나 새들의 고향 그 누가 우리 자기 땅이라고 옮겨도 독도는 우리 땅. Thank you. Maybe this sentence is familiar for you. A song that we sang when we were children during thinking of 독도, 독도 놀이터. But did it sing a song during thinking of 독도 really? Did it think about 독도 deeply? Now we will have the time that get an interest in 독도. Made up of two islands, the oldest volcanic island in the Korea Peninsula, the natural monument number 336, and the first place where sun rises in Korea, Dokdo. And where I was born, raised, and the first point of manner, Yecheon. Because the distance between these two areas is very far, we may forget it. But just because it's a long way from reality, it's not even psychological too. Because I had lived many days without thinking of Dokdo, then I will love it too, with my self-reflection. Now, I will introduce the very simple way that love Dokdo. First things first, you must know Dokdo is our island. Second, we must know Dokdo is very precious island without thinking of Dokdo just a remote island. Now, from now on, I will introduce third way. Step 1. Wait the time that boring or lasting. Step 2. Take a comfortable posture that can love Dokdo, like this, or like this. And last step, whisper, I love Dokdo in your heart or small sound. Is this way gonna affect? Of course. Dokdo couldn't change such into fancy island, although you say I love Dokdo every day. But you can have more attention when we see an article about Dokdo. In addition, you can participate in the event about Dokdo too. Do you think this way is hard? Gentlemen, can you do 1 minus 37? Can you do dictation? Can you introduce yourself in English? If not, can you boil the ramen? Then you can do it. Yeah, you can love Dokdo because this way is very easily. For Dokdo, for you, and for me, I made a presentation, and I wanna my think and my mind reach you. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is John Jia from Daecheon High School. Dokdo is my love. The reason is that Dokdo is always on my mind. Wait a minute. Dokdo is only one, my love. But now, my love and Dokdo is a typical situation. There is someone who interferes with our love. He is Japan. Japan is nonsense about Dokdo again and again. Nevertheless, I have 10 reasons why I love Dokdo. From now on, I tell you why I love Dokdo. First, Dokdo has always been our land. Dokdo is Korean territory by now since the old Silla period. Second, Dokdo is highly because it does where you can give to me. Dokdo has many resources and many creatures too. Third, Dokdo is when I'm sad or tired, comforting a princess. Dokdo is always the first to show me the morning of us. Fourth, Dokdo is close to me there. Dokdo is Ulungun in North Gyeongsang province and only 70.4 kilometers away. However, Japan and Dokdo are as many as 157 kilometers away. Fifth, to be happy if I think about Dokdo. Dokdo has simply because they are proud life. Sixth, Dokdo is to unite us to the same mind about Dokdo. Seventh, Dokdo is beautiful. Dokdo is beautiful in itself as well as the natural environment in the island even beautiful. Eighth, Dokdo is precious. Dokdo is 안녕복 and many people try to keep this place. That's why Dokdo is precious than anything else. Ninth, Doctor is poignant. When thinking about Doctor, I'm so poignant. I have no choice but to love Doctor. The last tenth. Doctor is a gift for me. Doctor is a gift, so I'm really happy. Doctor is always my girlfriend forever. Doctor, after our love forever. I love you, Doctor.